In the early hours of August 23, 1987, in the small town of Alexander, Arkansas, a train engineer made a horrifying discovery. Two teenage boys, Henry and Kevin Ives, were lying on the railroad tracks, their bodies mangled by the impact. At first glance, it seemed like a tragic accident, but as investigators dug deeper, they realized this was no accident. It was murder. The boys, both just 16 years old, had been out hunting the night before. They were last seen alive around 10 p.m., heading into the woods. But what happened next remains a mystery. The medical examiner found evidence that the boys had been stabbed and beaten before being placed on the tracks. Their bodies were also covered with a tarp, and a rifle found nearby had been tampered with. This wasn't a random act. It was deliberate. Rumors began to swirl in the tight-knit community. Some said the boys had stumbled onto a drug drop-off point in the woods. Others whispered about a cover-up involving local law enforcement and even high-ranking officials. The case took a bizarre turn when the original medical examiner, Dr. Fahmy Malak, ruled the deaths an accident, a conclusion that was later overturned by a second autopsy. Malak's credibility came under fire, and the case became a lightning rod for controversy. Years passed, and the investigation stalled. A grand jury was convened, but no one was ever charged. Then, in 1995, a break in the case seemed to come when a man named Keith McCaskill confessed to the murders. But his story was riddled with inconsistencies, and he later recanted. The truth seemed further out of reach than ever. To this day, the murders of Henry and Kevin Ives remain unsolved. Were they victims of a drug-related hit? Did they witness something they weren't supposed to see? Or was this a small-town secret too dark to ever come to light? One thing's for sure, the tracks of Alexander, Arkansas, hold a story that will haunt this community forever. What do you think happened to Don and Kevin? Let us know in the comments.